Have you ever wondered whether the football we all love is real or matches are fixed? Well, for years many believed that winners were picked before the match even began. Let's take a trip down history lane as we explore one of the most exciting clashes football has ever witnessed, the El Clasico. It's a game that stops the world, a game where legends are made. It's a game that gave us some of the greatest rivalries football has ever seen. Messi versus Ronaldo, Ronaldinho versus Zidane, Xavi versus Modric, not to forget Pep versus Mourinho. This is where the best players fight for the reward of pride, and one win can define an entire era. This is the story of how one of football's most intense rivalries came into existence. Real Madrid and Barcelona first met in the year 1902 and never really had any real animosity towards each other, but everything changed in the year 1943 when one particular game changed the entire course of history for both clubs. For us to even get the full picture of what caused such an intense rivalry, we need to go back and delve into the Spanish political climate at that time. Spain had just gone through a brutal civil war, and after the war, General Francisco Franco ruled the country as a dictator from the year 1939 to the year 1975. Under his rule, regional identities like Catalonia were heavily suppressed, and FC Barcelona, to many Catalans, became more than just a football club. It became a symbol of resistance. Now, allegedly, General Francisco Franco was a Real Madrid supporter. Allegedly. Now, imagine a person of such status, basically the ruler of the country, being a fan of such a team, especially in times like that. Though Real Madrid's relationship with the regime at that time was purely speculative, one thing was definitely certain. It affected the climate of football in Spain at that time, and in 1943, it all boiled up to one particular game. The two giants met in the semi-final of the Copa del Generalissimo, the competition known as the Copa del Rey. In that first leg, Barcelona won 3-0. Real Madrid were furious. Madrid newspapers complained about refereeing decisions. The atmosphere became toxic and tension spread across the country. But really, it was the second leg in Madrid that changed the entire scope of history. According to testimonies published decades later in El Mundo Deportivo, a government official from Franco's regime entered the Barcelona dressing room before kickoff in the second leg and warned the players about their family's safety and how they would not be able to do anything if something were to happen. Put yourself in the shoes of those Barcelona players. Imagine a government official comes to tell you this right before you play the game. You would not just be worried for your safety, but for the safety of your family. The newspaper, the newspaper, reported the whistling as clear intention to attack the representatives of Spain. Barcelona fans were banned from traveling to Madrid. On the day of the second leg, the Barcelona team was insulted and stones thrown at their bus as soon as they left their hotel. Barcelona striker Mariano Gonzalez said of the incident, 5 minutes before the game had started, our penalty area was already filled with coins. Barcelona goalkeeper Luis Miro rarely approached his line. When he did, he was armed with stones. As Francisco Calve told the story, they were shouting, "Reds, separatists." A bottle just missed Sus Pedra. That would have killed him if he had hit him. It was all set up. This wasn't a football environment. This was intimidation, pure pressure, the kind that crushes teams before the whistle even blows. What would you have done in that situation? Well, I can tell you for the Barcelona players, they folded. During the match, Real Madrid scored early, then they scored again, and again, and again, and again, and again. It was 8-0 at halftime. No, it was 8-0 at halftime. Barcelona looked broken mentally. Some accounts even say that they even stopped competing. By full time, the scoreboard read Real Madrid 11, Barcelona 1. This is still the biggest margin of victory in El Clasico history, but even many at that time saw that scoreline as abnormal. One newspaper described it as absurd. Another noted that Barcelona clearly knew how to play football, but they did not play it that day. Both clubs were fined by the Spanish Federation after that tie. Both clubs? What did Barcelona do? Anyway, Barcelona president at that time, Enrique Pinheiro, resigned in protest soon after. Some historians argue that this was truly the day El Clasico became hatred. Former Barcelona reserve goalkeeper Fernando Aguirre later said, "There was no rivalry, not at least until that game. That line says everything. Before 1943, it was a competition, but after that 1943 tie, it became war." Now here's the big question. Was the match scripted? Was it officially fixed? There's no proven evidence that the scoreline was formally arranged in advance. But that does not mean the match was fair, because football can be manipulated without paperwork, through fear, through intimidation, through crowd pressure, through political influence, through making one of the team feel they have already lost even before kickoff. So maybe it wasn't fixed in the modern sense, but many believe that that match was never played on equal terms. El Clasico gives us breathtaking goals, stars, drama and history, but behind the glamour is a rivalry shaped by politics, identity and pain. The Messi vs Ronaldo era made it global, but the scandal of 1943 made it personal. It created the emotional fire that still burns today. Every tackle, every controversy, every argument, every celebration in front of rival fans, somewhere in it echoes the remains of 1943.